crispy.
There truly is no better feeling than that first cup of coffee in the morning. Alright, y'all, welcome back to another edition of Figures in Action, and today we have another out the warehouse, or back of an alley, or back of a warehouse, whatever you want to call it. Was contacted by a client who has gotten a few pieces from me, and he wanted something more outdoorish, more city-esque, I guess. So he hit me up, and actually this is his entire plan, really. He wanted the dial to angle out like that. He wanted the dock. So he actually was very specific on what he wanted with this. He gave me liberty, obviously, with windows, and when I added this thing here, and a couple different things. So he definitely gave me some wiggle room, but for the most part, the structure itself, he wanted it to look like this. So real quick, let's go over what is happening here. First and foremost, I have the ruler in front of us so you guys can see the measurements. Excuse me. We're looking at about 20 inches across, and I believe this is a little deeper than normal because he did want it deeper than normally. I go about 12 inches deep, and this is about 13. And then the height, if I remember, is 16. He specifically asked for the height to be 16 inches. So those are the measurements. So let's go real quick over what's happening here. So first and foremost, insulation foam board. This is project foam board. This is that cardboard piece that I've used before that I found a couple of rolls some years ago, and every once in a while I'll bring them up. But it's to emulate kind of a tin or an aluminum style roof. These are just skinny sticks. This is just more insulation foam board. The windows. This particular window, you can't tell. Let me get a little closer. I actually put a tint. I put a tint behind, like a car tint. Wanted to try something a little different, just so it wouldn't be clear through. And then with this window here, I wanted to make sure that I did something with bars. Just because it is a warehouse and security is an issue, so something is close to the dock where you can just climb into this. I wanted to make sure I made some metal bars. And in the back is just action figure packaging that I use sandpaper to kind of make it look all rough and tumble and stuff. This is, I think I already said this, skinny sticks. Just some signs. A lot of times people ask me, where do you get your signs? There is a website called printmini.com. I've mentioned it a few times. In this case, I just search for certain signs and I just size them down and I print them on Publisher, which is just a really easy Microsoft app that we have at work on the computer. Same thing here. This is balsa wood. The inside, I tried a little something different. So the inside, instead of using wood, this is foam sheets. So I painted the foam sheets. Same thing here. This is foam sheet. So I wanted to try something a little different. And I like the way it picked up the paint, the way it looks, and it gives it the same skinny look that I wanted here, and way less expensive than balsa wood. The one thing I did do that he did not ask me to, so I'm about to start this dial and I'm kind of sizing it out. I say to myself, like, yo, the only thing is that, like, you have some space here, not that much here, a little bit of a corner space there. So, you know what, let's make the dock removable. Let's make it so you can remove it and you still have the space, and it still looks still a little dusty from the acrylic sealer. So what I did is I added these. These are just bumpers for when the trucks back up. They don't mess up but in Boston there's plenty of docks that don't have docks, or plenty of these buildings where you can just kind of sit on the ledge. Like I've sat on the ledge and smoked back in the day of similar structures like this. So a lot of times when the situation is that the building is like this, for the most part, it's okay. It's just for whatever reason they decided to not add the dock, and I just thought it would be a nice touch to kind of make it so that when you took out the dock, it still looks, you know, like a regular structure. But obviously with the dark, it looks really cool. As the brick just matching with the rest of the brick is, to me, always a pretty cool look when it has that symmetry. I just added some permanent debris on the floor. He wanted some tags. I told him, you know, I don't want to fill it with tags, and he said, cool, just do a couple tags. So we did that. We have a little vent down there, and we have a light. So the light, actually, it's different. It's a different light than I've ever used, and I'll show you guys in a second. Let me just turn it on so you guys can see it. And it actually has a little switch in the back, so you kind of get that light, which is really cool. And you can, when you take this piece out, the light stays there permanently. It's like glue gunned in, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And yeah, man, this was a fun piece. I always love working on city-esque type of dial. That's always been my thing, man. I just enjoy it. I think it's fun. It's, you know, again, something that I've just been seeing my whole life. So to actually try to replicate some of the looks is really cool for me. For the color scheme here, you know, I was gonna, you know, a lot of times I like colors, and I want to just do more with colors, but I also understand that you have to make sure that it kind of blends in and it looks good, and you don't want to take away from the action figures. You don't want to have a bright ass dial, so when you put your action figures in it, you really can't see the action figures because the dial is just overwhelmingly bright. So what I did is just went with like this is actually, I mixed this was a light turquoise or something like that, and I just put a little bit of blue or some darker color, so it's kind of a custom color. Just wanted to be a little darker, and I did the color up here as well, and that frame, and painted this frame as well to kind of give it that symmetry, and just went with two, let me see how many shades of gray we had. That's one, two, yeah, two shades, two or three. Added some additional windows. Those were always cool. In some of the shots that I took before I started recording this video, I put some lights kind of inside the building or behind this dial, and it lit up pretty cool. I like that. You know, for the first time, I just thought, I wonder if you can put the weight of action figures up here. This, I had this piece resting on the frame, so it should be pretty durable, but I'm not sure. Jorge can test that out and see how he likes it. Let me just turn off the light before it. Battery. It's actually operated by 3 of those little tiny batteries. So if you know, if they wear out, he can just or if they run out, the batteries run out, he can just get some new batteries and he's all set. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. This is not a working manhole cover, and yeah, I think that is it. So what I'll do now, which I haven't been doing a lot of, is I will take it apart. Man, I don't know if I'll have time to take a picture with an action figure in this, but let's see. You know what? I take that back. I will. I'm going to go downstairs, grab an action figure. I'm also going to take it outside so you guys get a feel of it, how these structures should look on the outside when the sun's hitting them. Alright, so here's the dial outside. It's not the easiest thing to record outside because the glare you get on the camera. I can't see dilly squat poop. But I'll try my best here. So, and here's Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man. 6-inch Marvel Legends figure for scale, so you have an idea. And you know what, let me see if I can turn it so that the sun's directly on it. I'd have to get on the other side of this. I don't feel like doing that, but here you have an idea of what it looks like when it's outside. And although a lot of these structures are meant to be used on the inside, I think it looks real cool when people take them outside and get that natural sunlight. Because if you were at the back of a warehouse, this is what it would be. It would be outdoors. It wouldn't be indoors lit up by all these lights. It would be natural lighting. So this is what it looks like, and you know what? This is what I'll do. I'll have it so the sun goes right on it, so you have an idea. Alright, let's go inside, because it's like 90 degrees in Boston. Last but not least, I am going to take it apart so you guys have an idea of how it comes together and comes apart. So, first things first, I take off this rooftop, or whatever you want to call it. Now, real quick, what I made this is, again, that got cardboard, but then this is 2 pieces of project foam, and it's yet again using a peg system to just peg them into there. Because it's 1-inch foam, insulation foam board, it works out. Then you have this piece here that's magnetized there, and it's magnetized there. And I have this blanket thing covering the table because I live with a bunch of messy ass people. And then the dock, as you guys saw earlier, you can just take off the dock. This piece here is this piece, surprisingly, is only magnetized there and there, but not on the floor. So if it's by itself, it's not gonna stand. The way that's rigged in the back is this lighting system here. You can turn it on right there, and it has a bendy. Sorry about that, guys. My camera died. So this just has a kind of a bendy. It's like a reading light, and it has a bendy extension there. So was able to kind of fix it so that it's glue gun there, it's glue gun in the back. Hopefully it'll be nice and secure. And he actually asked about possibly removing this back door, Jorge, so when you watch this video, it's as simple as there's some glue here, some glue there. All you gotta do is peel it off. Even if you damage, not even damage, if you pick off some of the pink insulation foam, it won't damage it, it's fine. Pick that off. If you get a blow dryer, you can actually do it a lot quicker. Kind of warm those up and just pop it out. But even when you pop it out, just be careful to not pull the light out. So this piece can lift up, but just be careful of that. So once you kind of put everything together, and it stacks up at about 10 inches or so. So easy to put away. And acrylic paints, insulation, or excuse me, acrylic sealer at the very end. Man, I'm just stumbling on my words today. Acrylic sealer at the very end. I've been using Mod Podge on some other projects. Went back with a spray with this one, and I also did airbrush it to give it a little bit of a dirty look. Didn't want to overdo it on the airbrushes. I wanted to go for more of a cleaner look. Alright, y'all, and I am out of here. Peace out.